I had so much ego. I thought like I would make money in a week.
I would say it's in like the top 1% of careers that you could have. They think you can make so much money without putting in the time that's respective to that.
Once somebody finds out that they spend more than 1 year to learn trading, they'll quit. From the first day, they'll be like, no, I don't want to do it. I've got people telling me like, brother, this thing is going to take you 10 years. This thing is going to take you 5 years. This thing is going to take you 15 years. Just leave it. Look at other things. Start doing other things. And I'm like, you guys would not understand. Once someone is driven into something, they would never give up until when they get it.
It sometimes amazes me how I'm able to come out and be so transparent and literally just be so vulnerable and tell people, hey, I've been doing this for so long and I'm not profitable. And they're like so negative and they have like such a bad mindset that they're taking the stuff I'm telling them. Like I'm literally telling them like the most vulnerable things and they're taking that and they're throwing it back at me. I'm here today with Chol. He's been trading for 2 years and you're currently trading the ICT Silver Bullet strategy, correct?
Yeah, correct.
And you also, you said before trading, you were trying to start a business, right? Or you had a business?
Yeah, I had a business. I was doing business, but because of issues that just come up from nowhere, I wanted to have a job that would make me independent and I can do my work from anywhere in the world. I could go to the US, I could go to Europe, I could go to Middle East, anywhere, and I do my work without any issues. And as I was doing research, I found that trading is the thing that will make me have what I want.
I'm in like Facebook groups and I see for some reason it's very popular in not specifically because you're located in Uganda, but like I see a lot of traders located in Africa and a lot of like ICT followers also. So I'm just curious, why do you think it's so popular over there? Because like it feels like trading's very popular in the US, and then like outside the US, it feels like a lot of them are located in Africa. I don't know if you have any knowledge on that, on
Yeah,
why it's so popular.
you know, uh, here everyone wants to, have that financial freedom, and
Uh huh.
the youth found out that trading is the only way for them to have financial freedom, because here in Africa, like
Mm.
the majority of the people that are financially free are actually like people who work in the government, like ministers and so on. And the youth, I would say, from where I come from, it's like 80% of the youth are jobless, and
Oh.
that thing gave us a lot of problems. So we were trying to find a way out where we can have financial freedom without without the government, and that will make you be the person that you want to be. And we found that trading is the only way. That's why like everybody wants to jump on trading. For me personally, I never actually came across trading before 20 before COVID, actually 2020. I've never seen it
Mm.
anywhere. So I had a
Yeah.
friend of mine during COVID. During COVID, he just came up with this thing. Was like, instead of doing business, why can't you just join trading? I was like, wait, what's trading? Like, what are you guys trading? Then they're like forex. I was like, okay, I will check it out. And I never took it serious. What he told me, I never took it serious. I just let it slide. And yeah, when I digged into it, I found out that a lot of people are doing it, and that's when I started seeing it all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Okay, that's interesting because I feel like in most places in the world, uh, trading is viewed as like kind of a scam. Like day trading and forex is viewed as like a scam. Like it's not real. It's you know what I mean? Is it not really viewed as a scam in Africa? Everyone has
Yeah,
like a good opinion about it.
yeah, exactly. Like the first day, that friend of mine told me about it. I was like, hold up, who makes money just using a phone? Like, you just trade on your phone and then you make money. It didn't make sense to me at first, So I was like, it's a scam. But like getting into it, making more research about it after like 1 year, and that's like 2021,
Hmm.
I found out that a lot of people are making a living out of trading and they're making their dreams come true. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I think this thing is real. Only that I have never seen or I've never actually met anybody who made it in trading. So let me try to look for someone that I can meet who has made it in trading, or maybe even make research to find someone in Africa who has made it out there. And that's how I started researching social media. And then I started seeing these African kids, Ugandans, South Africans, Nigerians, Ghanaians. And I was like, okay. And they're young, so you find someone who is like 21, 22, is making a lot of money from this thing. I just looked at it and I was like, this is the thing that I wanted. Because I had a business before and it wasn't going like how I wanted because of the problems that we had. And I was like, okay, having a business in Africa is actually more scam than trading.
If you think about it though, like trading is also a business kind of, um, which I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I've heard like other successful people say that you have to treat it like a business, which I think is something I could do better on. Because sometimes I'm just like, I don't take it. I do take it seriously, but not like super seriously. Where I don't know how to describe it, but I'm just not like treating it as if it was like my career. Like I'm not being super disciplined. Like I have to do this at this time, this at that time. Like I'll just look at the charts kind of on the side while doing something else sometimes, um, which I think I could do better at.
Yeah, trading at first, I never saw it like a business. I just saw it like gambling, like it's just more of like
Yeah.
bet. Yeah, for us, we're familiar with betting because what in most cases we watch football and you guys
Hmm.
call it soccer, something like that. We watch football,
Soccer, yeah.
yeah, and there is a lot of betting spots here, and you just put some money, you put some money, and then you wait. If you win, you make money. And I was like, okay, this seems more like gambling. And I never took it like a
Hmm.
business at first. Yeah, so I spent like my whole year actually taking it like gambling.
So, was there not any other things that you've considered other than trading? Because trading is like a lot of people fail at trading. Other than your business, was there not other options for you to consider, or was it just that a lot of people were telling you about trading, so you just did that first?
No, you know, the moment I took a decision of getting into trading, I was like, okay,
Hmm.
if I'm to have another business, it should be after trading. After I succeed in trading, then I would consider other businesses. But so far, trading is the only way, and it's the only business that I'm going to have until when I succeed in it. Then I will jump into other things.
Okay, so let's talk about your trading now. So you're trading the ICT Silver Bullet strategy. Is that was that the strategy you've always been trading, or uh, how did you like start? Who did you learn from at first?
At first, I started just taking random trades. Just looking at the charts,
Yeah,
wherever
me
like I
too.
feel like whenever I feel like I should take a trade, I just click on that button. And I just keep on waiting. Like if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. And then
Yeah.
after 1 year and a half, actually, that's when I found ICT. After jumping from strategy to another, supply and demand, support and resistance, all of these patterns, jumping from that from one to other, didn't find something that suits me much more than ICT, because the fact that I don't like to like hold a trade, or maybe like being anxious about the trade that I want, silver bullet was the way for me because it just takes few minutes, like 15, 20 minutes, and you're out. And then spend the rest of your day. And somewhere I felt like, it suits my personality and how I want to live my life.
Hmm. So um do you trade pretty quickly then? You just trade I think it's an hour period that the silver bullet is, right? Is that the only time that you
Yeah.
trade? And then
I only trade.
outside of that, what do you do?
I only trade for 1 hour, and then I spend the rest of my day
Hmm.
out. Maybe sometimes I cook, sometimes I go and have a walk around the neighborhood because our time is different. So like the U.S. Open, it's
Right.
up usually here
Yeah.
around 4:30 p.m. So
Hmm.
I would be spending 4:30 is almost like the end of the day for us here. So I would just spend my whole day from morning till 4 doing other stuffs, moving around, maybe doing some sports. And if I have other things to look after, I go and check it out. Then at 4, I come and sit on my desk and I wait for the time and look at my charts. For like 1 hour and a half, to be specific, 2 hours is maximum for me to be on the charts and in the market.
So you said when you first started trading, it was kind of random, which is like very common. I did the same exact thing. Most traders do the same thing. What else would you say is the biggest difference from how you first started trading to now?
There is a big difference, a big, huge difference. I can't even describe it because at first I never took it like a business. But right now I take it like a business. You need to be precise. You need to, sit down, look at the mistakes that you made, make sure that you don't let your feelings involve in this business. And these things in the beginning,
Hmm.
I never knew about them. Nobody told me about that, you know. So
Yeah.
looking way back, if I had somebody who would tell me, sit down, have a strategy, don't trade your emotions, just let the market do its thing and control yourself. If somebody had told me that, I wouldn't be taking it like gambling like before, and I would have taken it serious like it's a business.
Yeah. It's funny how everyone seems to have the same beginning, like, and no one. It's more popular now that people talk about all the stuff that you need to be successful, but they don't really talk about it often uh, because it's not attractive. Like, it won't bring traders in. Like, oh, instead they just say, "Oh, come and you'll make thousands of dollars," but they won't tell you what's required. They
Yeah,
won't tell you it takes this. And it might take years to get there. Um, but that's the reality of it. Uh,
yeah.
so it's just it's
In the
funny
beginning,
how.
you know,
Go
I
ahead.
just see kids posting screenshots. Somebody is making like 10,000, 20,000 a day, and I'm just sitting here like, bro, I'm literally I can't even make $100 in a week.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm interested in this game. Let me
It,
join, and I see how it would go. Yeah.
um. So were you? Have you watched like all? Are you keeping up to date with ICT's videos? Like, have you watched all or most of his videos, or just the silver bullet?
I'm going to be honest. I looked up uh his YouTube videos, and I don't know, I got like about 40 or 50, and at least a video is 1 hour, and I'm like, I know I can't spend this much time, on his videos. So now
It's too
I
much.
started looking out for the this other traders who simplify it, and I never even knew like he had so many different ways of trading ICT. There is silver bullet, and then there is micro and this other stuffs, and I'm like, okay, now where should I start from? Then one time I was on TikTok, and then somebody showed me a kid
Hmm.
that that is trading something that I didn't understand, you know, and I was like, okay, I'm interested. I looked up at this kid and what he's doing. I checked out his videos. I tried to reach him out, but like he has so many followers, so it's very hard, like for them to have
Yeah.
direct contact with you like that. Yeah. So I was like, okay, now I
Yeah.
started comparing what the strategy that he's using and the silver bullet, and I was like, okay, I think he's doing the same thing. Now the only thing that I have to do, I just have to like give it like a week. I watch him because he comes live. Whenever he takes a trade, he comes on TikTok live, and then he starts chatting with his students. So I started monitoring him for like a week, and I saw the same strategy that I was watching on YouTube. I was like, okay, I'm interested in this one. I looked it up, and somebody was like, it's somebody, I don't know, it's called, yeah, the person is called there's something like that. I'm not sure. It was like how to trade silver bullet. Then I was like, okay. I
Hmm.
started, watching his content about silver bullet, and for like a month, just trying to understand and observe what he's doing, and that's how it started going well for me. I'm not saying like I'm profitable right now, but I'm somewhere.
Better than when you started, right?
Yeah,
Um,
way.
s- so you haven't. That's funny. You didn't actually learn from ICT. You learned from other people who are teaching his concepts, right?
Yeah, and when I found out that the the strategy that other people are using is like someone out there that came up with this concept, I started looking out for this person, like and then on Twitter I found him. Like, okay,
Hmm.
I'm going to follow him. And then out of nowhere on Twitter, he's like trading something else, and I'm seeing something else on YouTube. I was like, hold up, there is some mess around here, and I started also playing with my psychology, and I was like, okay. Then I went back to YouTube, and the same person that I was learning the silver bullet from, he was like, ICT gives out new strategies every week, every day, and you need to be careful. I was like, okay. He was like, if you want the actual thing, you just have to go to, I don't know, is it episode 1, something like that, part 4, something like that. You will find silver bullet, and then you will learn from there. I was like, okay. I started looking for that specific thing for like a week, looking for only that one video.
He has so many videos. He has so many concepts, and like you said, like he literally does. He makes like a new. It's not every week he releases a new concept, but like a month, every month or every other month, he'll release something, and it's like it's just so
Yeah,
much. So like for me, I followed him and learned from him for like 7 or 8 months consistently, like almost every day. And now I'm just not. I'm no longer watching his stuff or looking at his tweets every single day because I think I have enough information, and now I'm just sticking to my strategy um, until I decide to until I decide I need more information. Um, what do you think is like what's the biggest thing you're struggling with right now in trading?
psychology, my brother, psychology. And it's funny because nobody
Psychology?
in trading talks about it. Nobody at all talks about psychology.
Yeah. Do you, what specifically? Like, are you just, it's super emotional for you? Or,
Yeah, at some point I was so emotional. I would say my
mhm.
first year, actually 1 year and a half into trading, I was so emotional. I remember there was a time I I was in a challenge, my forex fund, and then I just started, taking signals from people. I took a trade and it
Oh,
went against me. I
yeah.
blew it up, I violated the rule of the daily drawdown, and I was so mad at myself. I just felt like,
Hmm.
I felt like jumping from a building. Then I was like, okay, wait. If some young people are doing it, then what am I doing
Yeah.
wrong? Like, that's the time, like, I started thinking like there is a secret into this. It's not about the strategy, it's about something else that people don't talk about. Let me start looking for it. And then I came across certain videos of a guy called Nivin Petriani. I don't know if you're familiar with the guy, but
I don't
I
think
got
so.
his videos, and then he started talking about psychology, talking about like how you should control yourself when you're taking a trade. I was like, okay, now I got a point. I checked it out, psychology. I started looking for psychology and the types of emotions that is involved, in trading, because I never knew, like, there are different types of emotions that are involved. As I'm looking into this and I'm trying to
Hmm.
find out the way for this, I came across a video of Mark Douglas the Great. I
Yeah.
never knew the name, and I never knew anything about him. So I was like, okay, the first video he was talking about, like, you have to think in probabilities. Uh, trading
Yeah.
is like trading is like gambling, and it's like a casino. The only difference with trading and casino is that we have we have the bigger percentage of winning at the casino. They have the bigger percentage of winning, while the players who play at the casino, they have less chances of winning. Then I was like, okay, I think this is the person that I'm looking for. And I was like, okay, now let me look up for this person. As I was also looking at his videos, searching for his videos, I didn't know the name. So I was like, okay, I just typed anything that concerns psychology, and they bring his image. I was like, okay, now this is the right guy to direct me.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that, was that like your biggest struggle then? Like, the psychology? Like, you mentioned that you tried to do that funded challenge and it didn't work. Is that like your, um, I guess, is that your worst experience so far in trading? Or do you have anything worse than that?
Yeah, psychology is the hardest thing for someone to master. Not only in trading, but even in our daily life. Uh, because I used to be a very emotional person. Like, I don't like I don't like
Uh
when
huh.
someone gets into my nerves. I get angry very fast. And when I came across these videos, and I was like, okay, maybe it's the reason why I'm losing, because I get angry, and I didn't know anything about FOMO. I didn't know anything about, like, um, but when you lose, you have to
Yeah.
also control yourself. And so, so all of these things contributed to, all of these problems contributed to me blowing so many accounts, challenges. At one time, I took a challenge. I almost passed phase two, and I blew it in 1 day. I was like, okay,
Okay.
I don't have to be mad. I just have to find out how to how to look into my emotions. And from there, then I started, looking at emotions only, while also trying to practice and but test the ICT strategy.
Did you, when you first started, did you think, how quick do you think it would take you to start making money in trading? Did you think like, oh, I can do this in a couple months, in a couple years? What did you think?
I had so much ego. I just thought like I would make money in a week. That I
Yeah.
would turn $100 to 10,000
You
in a
thought you
week.
would, yeah.
Yeah, and then
What is
I
that? What
spent
are
a
you
week.
thinking
I blew
right
all of
now?
it. And right now, it's I would say even if I put $100 into my account, I would apply risk management. And if I'm to blow that money, it will take me like a whole month for it to go. If I'm losing every single day,
Yeah, that's good. It's funny
yeah,
how so often people think it's like quick, or that they can make money so quickly with it, but it's like it gives you, it's one of the best things you can pursue, I think, because it can give you so much freedom, like you were talking about in the beginning. That's why you're pursuing it, because it gives you the freedom financially and like with your time. And for some reason people think that this great pursuit, it's like, I would say it's in like the top 1% of like careers that you could have in terms of like the things it could provide you. And they think for some reason it would take quicker than like going to school or any other career. They think you can make so much money without putting in the time that's like respective to that, which it doesn't make sense. But I also honestly, I probably thought that too when I first started. I was like, I can probably do this in like a year, but I'm on year 6 now. So
you know, you know, uh, it's 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 uh, it's a very hard. It's a very hard. Let me say, it's a job that is very hard, and from the way how people make it look so easy, it gives someone that perception that trading is a simple and easy thing to do, because they make it look effortless. Anybody that would look at it and they will start thinking like, okay, since the chart is just going up and down, if it goes up, I sell. If it comes down, I buy, and it's easy. And someone would think like, this thing is just going to take a month, 2, 3, maybe even 4, if it is much. Nobody thinks that this thing would take like a year, 2, 3, because in most cases, when people discover that it takes long, they quit.
hmm, that brings me to my next question. Why haven't you uh, quit or gave up yet? Because we know like most traders quit or give up or lose their money within like the first year. So why haven't you?
Uh, I'm not a quitter. I don't quit. Like, I just have so much ego, and I feel bad when I quit something. It just makes me feel like a loser. And when you see people making it
hmm
in trading, I just sit down and think like, these people are not way better than me in anything. They're just the same as me, only that they just acquired this skill through something that I'm not having an access to right now. But if I get the access to that thing, I will eventually be successful in it. And that's why, that's the thing that kept me moving. And anyway, I never needed motivation. I just needed, to be disciplined into something, and then I continue with it because uh, ye, uh this it gave me this hope that I don't need to, use my school certificates, documents, whatever, to apply for a job. I just need a certain skill and I would do it. And I just have to find out how to get this
Hmm.
skill, how to acquire the skills that it needs. And I started digging more into it and I was like, I will not give up until when I make it.
So what do you think is the number one reason most do give up?
It's the time. Nobody wants to spend and invest a lot of time into that type of, you know, that emotional aspect of trading. Nobody wants to invest that time in it. And that's why people give up. Once somebody finds out that they have to spend more than 1 year to learn trading, they'll quit. From the first day, they'll be like, no, I don't want to do it. From the people that I know, they'll be like,
Yeah.
no, I cannot make it. This thing is hard, you know?
Did you actually know people that have like said that when they found out it takes uh, a certain amount of time and money to do it, they just don't want to do it or they give up quickly?
Yeah, exactly. Because of that, because it takes time and you don't see any results, and you have to also lose money, it makes it hard. It makes someone to think twice about what they are getting into, and that's the part that makes it very difficult for people to continue in trading.
Hmm. How long do you think? Um, how long will you continue to trade for? Do you think? Let's say if you, like me, get to year six and you're still not like consistently profitable, but you're like, you're slowly making progress. You're not really losing money either necessarily. Do you think you're ever gonna give up at some point and try something else, or are you gonna do it forever?
I would never give up in it, as long as I know that there is a good side of it. If it takes me 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, I don't care about that. I will just find another way to to get money to facilitate my accommodation, as I'm also working on it. No
Mm-hmm.
matter how long it will take, I will still stick to trading. I've got people telling me like, brother, this thing is going to take you 10 years. This thing is going to take you 5 years. This thing is going to take you 15 years. Just leave it. Look at other things. Start, doing other things. And I'm like, you guys would not understand. Once someone is driven into something, they would never give up until when they get it. And that's the boat that I see myself in.
Yeah, exactly what you said. If someone's driven and they made this decision to do something, it doesn't really matter what how long it's gonna take or what the results are. It's like I'm going to do it regardless of the results, regardless of how long it takes. Um, I don't know who specifically said this. I think it was Alex Hermosi. If you know who that is, um,
Yeah.
he's some millionaire entrepreneur guy. Uh, he said like when someone asks you why, you just saying because I want to is reason enough. Like you don't need to prove yourself to anyone and be like, hey, look, these are my results, so like this means I'm allowed to continue doing this. It's like if you made a decision to do something, that's reason enough. And especially if like it helps improve you overall because trading's challenging. so it does improve you. And it's something that like brings you fulfillment. It's something you enjoy or you're passionate about. Then why would I give up? You know, like as long as as long as it's improving my life and it's not just something that like I'm showing up every day losing money and like saying, man, I hate this, but I have to do it because I want to become rich. Like then I would say don't do it. But yeah, I think that's a good mindset you have, that you're driven and you're not gonna say, if I don't make it by this time, then I'm quitting. You're just gonna do it for as long as it takes, and even after you get results, even after you're making money, you're still gonna keep doing it until maybe your mindset changes and maybe you find something else you like. You know.
Yeah, the reason why I'm driven like that is because I've seen a few successful people, and whenever you ask someone like, "How do you make it?" they would be like, "Don't give up on your dreams." And I'm like, okay, so if this is the way, if
Yep.
someone who is successful is telling me this, then who am I to reject that statement that they say? I just have to, do what I'm supposed to do, and regardless of the results, you just have to continue because somewhere I was in a restaurant somewhere and I saw a quote quote that says, "If you give up, you have failed in life twice." And I'm like, okay, I'm already failing. So if I give up, then it means like I've even failed 10 times, not even twice.
I was watching Mission Impossible last night, one of the old ones, I think like 4 or 5, and he said something. He was talking about terrorists. He's like, but I think it applies. It's like
Yeah,
kind of funny. I think it was a good quote. He's like, to a terrorist, failure is just rehearsal for success, which I thought was like a cool way to word it. Like failure is just rehearsal for success, which I think is true. Like it's only actually failure
yeah,
if it happens, you lose money or you and then you give up. Then it's failure. Then it's guaranteed you're not gonna get the results or the achievements that you're
exactly.
striving for.
I've seen this a lot of videos, popping up on TikTok saying life is all about lessons. If you lose, you just learn to listen. And if you win, you didn't learn any lesson. I'm like, okay. So just looking into that, I was like, okay. Now when I win, I become so excited. I Do I gain anything? No, I don't. But if I lose, it always makes you think like, you have to sit down and think of what you did wrong and the why you failed at this and at that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, I started picking things up like, okay, this is the way for it. Because I failed I was doing a business and I failed in that business. And the reason why I failed is because I was not consistent and I was not motivated and I was not disciplined. And that's why I failed. So looking into this, I'm like, okay, now if I just apply the same things that I did apply in the other business, if I do it in trading, I'm going to be successful. And and that's how, that's the thing that changed my mindset about it all. And it gave me a lot of, motivation to go all in.
What's the craziest thing you've seen in trading so far?
I would say trading news is the craziest thing ever.
Like
Like
FOMC?
NFP, CPI, Yeah,
Have you ever traded the news?
it's funny because I did it once, and okay, it happened twice. The first time I wasn't aware of it. Second time I did it intentionally,
Oh,
and I lost. I blew my account.
oh, dang. Yeah, no. If you, I know you don't follow ICT, but that's something he says a lot. He's like, "Don't trade news, don't trade news," and he always he'll go live sometimes before news gets released, and he'll like talk you through it, and he'll tell people to like, if you want to trade it, paper trade, and see how hard it is, and see how like within a second it will go like straight up, and then it'll go straight down, then it'll go like, it's insane. Um, I luckily after not luckily, but after 6 years, like I'm at the point where I have enough discipline and experience where I'm not drawn to want to trade like news or like very high volatility high volatility periods. Um, because obviously you can make a lot of money, but I know that's like not my strategy. And if I try to do that and if I make money, it's just going to be luck. And I don't care about being lucky. I care about following my strategy consistently, because I know if I can do that, it'll
Yeah,
consistently uh, make me profitable as long as the strategy has an edge, which is what I'm working on right now. So yeah, I don't trade news. So I know obviously a lot of people trade to like make money. Um, but how do you determine like success in trading?
it's all about achieving the control over your emotions. That's success. The moment you do that, then you have turned your life. You can become successful in any other thing.
That's good. That's something like I feel like I don't have complete control over like my psychology and my mindset, but I'm like pretty good with my emotions. I still feel them, but I don't allow it to control how I trade, which is like uh that's very good in my opinion.
Yeah, let me even talk about that for a second. The fact that you you come out on social media, telling us that you have been trading for 6 years and you're still here. Your mind must be so strong, bro. And then you also show the reasons why, like you have been failing and why you have not made it yet. And with all the trolls that come in on social media, you're so strong, brother. Like I wanted to do the same, but I couldn't do it. I just felt like it's too much for me, to be criticized every single day. You are a failure. You have to leave trading. You have to do this. Trading is not for you. It can even affect the way that you look at the market, and it will change your trading ways. You might even, you might even fail more than you expected, and more than the failure that you already had in trading.
Hmm.
And you're so brave, bro. Like, though, if if only if only like I didn't see your videos, I wouldn't even get the courage, to like post anything about trading until when I make it. Because the moment I got into trading and when I found out that people say that trading is going to take long, I actually deactivated my two social media accounts, and then I disappeared from social media because I don't want to be criticized and I don't want to be told what to do. And I don't want people to come with other examples that will come and play with my emotions, and my psychology, all of that. I try to distract myself from that. But looking at the way how you handled it, bro, I I just I just admire that. Like, I just look at, I when I looked at your videos, I was like, wow, this person must be so strong to come out like that in trading, about, yet you're seeing kids 19, 18 years old, successful in trading in like 2 years, 3 years, and you're there still being so strong, and you're trying to control yourself even after 6 years. You have not seen any profitability. That's amazing. And it's the reason why I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. It is it sometimes like amazes me how uh I'm able to come out and be so transparent and literally just be so vulnerable and tell people, "Hey, I've been doing this for so long and I'm not profitable." And people are still able to come and like bring negativity for whatever reason. Like I'm literally telling you, I'm giving them like the ammunition for them to come and take that and literally use it against me. And they're like so negative and they have like such a bad mindset that they're taking the stuff I'm telling them. Like I'm literally telling them like the most vulnerable things and they're taking that and they're throwing it back at me. And I'm like, wow, like there's some very like crappy people in the world that are just like, and I have a couple that do it consistently. On most of my videos they comment saying something just negative, hating on me, or, and it's just like I don't get it. But to your point, it does I think it still does affect my trading a little bit. um Again, I don't think I'll act on it, but like when I'm looking at the market, sometimes I'll be like, before I enter a trade, I'll be like, oh, it'd be nice if I got a 50-point win or whatever, then I could like post it, and I might get a little bit happy and excited in my mind thinking about that. And then I'm like, dang, like that's, I shouldn't think like that. So I did actually. I'm not. Before I was posting like every after every trade, I would post a video about it, which I still might do in the future. But now I'm not. I'm not currently doing that. And if I will do it, I'll do it like every week or at the end of. Right now, I'm doing like batches of 20 trades, so I'll post like reviews of that. But I don't want to post it daily because a lot of people comment just saying, "Why did you trade that? Why did you enter there? Why did you do that?" And I don't want that to be affecting my mindset when I'm going in to trade the next day. I don't want to be worrying about what these people said, um, because honestly, uh, there was a point where I got a lot of hate when I first started posting, and I got all the hate. It did affect me more than I wanted to because I've never really gotten hate in my life growing up, so it was new to me. And then I kind of dealt with it, and I was like, good. But then again, like sometimes it'll still affect me more than I want to. Even just like one comment, I'll find myself like thinking about it when I'm showering or something, and I'm like, why am I wasting my time thinking about this? Like, who cares what this person says or what they think about me? Like, I know who I am. I know like my values and my beliefs, and I know I'm like this person. I don't care if this person watched a couple of my videos and thinks I'm crappy or don't know how to trade. Like, cool. Um, so I'm still kind of trying to deal with that. It's just like life. Um, yeah, it's hard. It goes back to emotions.
Yeah, yeah. I I'm being transparent here. I got into a challenge
Hmm.
that was like 40, 47 days ago,
Okay.
and I wanted to record my daily uh, reviews about the market and how much I made. But then thinking about the trolls and all the hate that someone would get if I
Yeah.
lose, is going to be a burden on my back. So I was like, okay, let me avoid this. Let me trade in silence. If I win, okay. If I lose this, it's okay. I will come back next time. I don't want to, let other people,
Mm-hmm.
conflict my trading with their views. And like, like what Mark Douglas said, that one, that one, only one time that you become wrong, it will go and tap on all the times when you were wrong, and it will bring out all of that emotions out of you. And I never wanted that. I never wanted that. I never wanted to sleep when I'm depressed or maybe sad because
Yeah.
of like what other people are saying. Though, though that at some point, we're so strong. Someone can be so strong to 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 like take that, but at some point it will also affect the psychology. So I never wanted to take that hit, and the fact that you taking it, bro, is just respect. And I'm telling you that the people who are saying that the moment you start becoming profitable is going to be opposite, and everybody's going to act like they believed in you, and they knew that you would make it and all of that. You know him.
Yeah. That's funny. I think about that sometimes, and I think of even posting stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't want to be someone who just talks like, oh, when I'm profitable, you guys are all gonna want to learn from me. You guys are all gonna regret hating on me. Like, I don't. To me, that's like, it's kind of a negative mindset. I don't even want to waste time thinking about proving people wrong or showing that I'm like better than you. Like, I'm doing this for me and like my family, and just because this is who I am. So like, although it's true, like probably there's, I'm probably, once I'm profitable, like obviously more people are gonna want to listen to me, more people are gonna want to watch me. Um, Whereas right now I'm just kind of viewed as like another trader who's like trying to be profitable. uh, so do you ever think
Yeah.
you'll post content or make videos or anything, or are you gonna wait until you're uh, profitable, or even then, will you?
I think I would do. Thinking about it, and I think I would do it from the time. Maybe in a week time, I will start posting my reviews, daily reviews about the market, and slowly and gradually, I will upgrade my content the way I deliver them. I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't mind what people will say, and it's always the people that are not profitable that always criticize. You will never find someone who is profitable
Yeah.
criticizing you. They would always they would always tell you like, you just need to give it time. Don't rush. Don't think about the money. You will be successful at it. Just be disciplined. And these are the messages that you only get from successful people. And the ones that have failed, or maybe the ones that feel some type of way about themselves, they project it into your videos,
Exactly.
on your post, all this other thing. Mm.
If you were to give advice to like, if there was a group of new traders in front of you, what advice would you give them? Would you tell them maybe don't trade or do something else, or
No, I would actually tell them to not think about the money. The moment you think about the money, it will prolong your process. Sit down, learn, be disciplined, and you will be successful at it. And the
I
most important tool that you can use to be successful is risk management. And this is something that nobody has ever told me about risk management when I was getting into trading. Everybody is like, we are making money every single day, and like I think you have come across this African kids who are posting every single day. Like they be posting videos. Somebody had made 50 million Uganda shillings, rands, the local currencies here, yeah.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, and that thing will affect your mind, and you will think you will go into trading thinking about money, not about process. And they don't talk about risk management at all. Somebody is having like like maybe like 5,000 in the account, in their portfolio, and they risk it all. They
Mm-hmm.
flip the account in a day. They flip the account in 2 days or maybe a week. And you're like, okay, wow, if they can do it, then I can flip $100 into 1,000, into 10,000,
Yeah.
And that's the very bad side of trading that we get, and that we get attracted to when we first see it.
I was like that for a long time until like a year ago. Just always thinking about the money. Not like super fixated, not like anything crazy, but I was just always thinking about, okay, at the end of this year, I want to make this much. So, like, it was always in the back of my mind. And I think that that didn't really help me. Um, Whereas if you're just focused on the process, like I was saying before, if it's something that you enjoy and fulfills you and it's challenging, it like improves you overall, then like the process is worth it, regardless of if you get any sort of monetary results, any sort of money or profits. Because it's like you're already improving yourself through the process itself. And if you just focus on that, focus on like what a good trader is. Like a good trader has risk management. They know about trading psychology. They know how to trade with a plan and an edge. And if you focus on doing those things, then eventually like some sort of monetary results will come, um, just through like building yourself up to being a good trader.
Yeah, that's the part that nobody talks about. What I've seen is that all of these gurus, online gurus, they just want to attract people to their discords, uh, telegram
Yeah.
channels, their groups. You just pay monthly subscriptions. Like, nobody even talks about how, like, risk management, psychology, do this, do that. You have to be on your own. Nobody talks about that. Everybody just wants you, to be their student.
Yeah. Because it's not going to sell anything. If you tell people, hey, you're not going to lose every time, you're going to have to learn how to take losses, they're going to be like, what? I have to learn how to lose and not lose all my money? I just want to learn how to make money. Like, you know, no one's going to market someone and be like, come learn from me. I'll teach you how to lose and have good risk management. People are not going to want to learn that. Whereas if someone says, hey, come learn from me, I made $10,000 in an hour and I do this every single day, everyone's going to sign up. So it's just marketing, which is annoying,
Yeah,
but
that exactly. And that's the part that attracts people, into trading. Somebody, like this new TikTokers, someone just makes a post. I just made $6,000 in 6 minutes, and you just sit there like, wow, I don't even make $100 in a day.
yeah. Yeah,
So yeah,
that's such a large amount of money. It's But those videos, you see those videos all the time because they work. When someone's scrolling and they see someone, here's how I made a crazy amount of money in a short amount of time, everyone's like, okay, I want to know, So unfortunately, that's just part of human psychology.
it's just
Like,
for them to sell their product.
yeah,
But I'm so happy that uh, I got into trading full time without wasting time, and I never took it like a side hustle,
Mm-hmm.
like something to do on the side. I've never
Mm-hmm.
looked at it that way. I just got into it. I was like, I either do it or I die trying. There is no way out. There is no other way. And that's the thing that motivated me and made me look into these things. And how I got to know that trading is so sophisticated and it needs you to be precise is when I started journaling. I
Mm.
make mistakes and I just look at my journals like, wow, okay. In a normal day, not even a trading day, you just look at the mistake that you did. I just feel so stupid. When the market opens, you become that stupid person again.
Yeah, I know what
Uh,
that's like. Do you um
yeah.
do you do you have anything you want to talk about specifically, or any questions that you'd like to ask me, maybe? Because I think I have one more question for you, but I want to make sure you get a chance to talk about whatever you want.
Uh, yeah, I will let you ask me that question uh, last. So let me ask you this: what got you into trading first, and how did you spend the 5 years while trading,
That's a
and
big
why you
question.
did not give up? These three questions.
Um, I got into trading because uh, I was looking for something to like go all in on, something to spend my time on that I could do ideally like from online. So I wouldn't have to go anywhere. I could do it from anywhere. I could spend there's no like time limit on it. Like I could spend time on the weekends, spend time every night learning about it. So I started looking for stuff. I started looking into like coding and making apps. And then I found a YouTube video on like trading penny stocks. Uh, his name was Tim Sykes. He's a pretty big like trading influencer guy, guru. So that's how I got started. So in the first 2 years, I was kind of on and off. So I think, although I've been trading for 6 years, it's probably more like 4 or 5 years realistically. Because the first 2 years uh, I probably traded for half the year, and then the other half I wasn't trading because it was very hard. Uh, I was learning from Tim Sykes mainly, but he has thousands of videos, and he has multiple like educators on his team. So I was watching all their videos and trying to just apply. Like I would watch this video today, and I'd try it today. I'd be like, okay, I learned this, and I'd go into the market and I'd be like, oh, I think I see that. Let me try, and I'd try and trade it up and down all day, just losing every single time. And then the next day I'd be like, oh, this guy has this video. This looks much better than that other one. And do the same thing. Just try it, trade it up and down, losing like 90% of the time. Just like, and also emotional trading. I was like, I would buy and then it'll drop, drop, drop. And I don't know where to sell because I didn't have a plan. So I'm just like, I'm watching it drop and I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. Where do I sell? So, you know, most of the times I would sell and it would reverse, which was very frustrating. But yeah, that was like my first 2 years, and then after that, I never really gave up on it, but I would take breaks from it. Like I would still spend a little bit of time every week on it, um, because I knew there was potential. And then I figured out, like you said, no one talks about risk management or psychology. I figured those things out And I was like, okay, I need to start applying these things to my trading. And that was, I went from like consistently losing to pretty much like break even, uh, just from doing that, which was like awesome. I was like, holy crap. Like, this is actually like, I don't have to, I can now learn without losing all my money. So like I'll be able to last now. Um, and then uh the third or fourth year I started to be profitable. I think this was right before COVID started. I actually can't remember when this was, but I went on a period of like 3 months where I was consistently profitable, trading still the penny stocks, um, and I thought I figured it out. I was like, I remember, because it was kind of getting, at some points it was like easy. I was like, there was a period where there was a strategy that was just, it was for a couple of weeks. It was happening pre-market. I actually can't remember, but I think pre-market, if it moved up and then if it had a breakout above the pre-market highs, it was like a super high chance that it would just continue running. And so I remember every morning I would wake up at whatever 4 or 3 a.m. whenever pre-market would start, and I would just look at the my scanner, and I'd find the stocks that were like breaking out, and I'd buy it, and it was like so easy. It was just like every time I bought, it would run up. I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is awesome. But eventually, my that strategy, uh, like my breakout strategy, stopped working, and I just kept trying to do it over and over for like months, like slowly losing all the money I made. Not all of it, but I lost maybe like 25%. I don't think I lost 50% of the profits. So like 25%, I think I lost. And at that point, I was like, okay, it's been months and it's not working. So then I stumbled on into supply and demand trading. I tried that and I couldn't get that to work. And then I eventually stumbled upon ICT, and that was October last year. So since then, I've been trading ICT, and uh, I'm roughly still just like break even. Last um, 2 months ago, I made a plan because I realized after posting a video on TikTok where I got a lot of hate, um, people were like, "You're not sticking to a strategy." A lot of people said that, and I did deny it for a little bit, like I was, because I thought I was following the strategy because I was only trading ICT, but then I realized like, oh, I'm like I keep changing it. Like I'll do it for a week, but then I'm like, oh, I can make it better. So I wouldn't consistently do it. So once I realized that, I started to, uh 2 months ago, I made a written plan. I've been following it consistently. Um and I ended the first 20 trades like barely profitable. Uh I made 90 points in the first four trades, and then I went on a 14 trade losing streak and I lost all those profits. And then on the last like two trades, I went back to like plus 9 points, which it was it was pretty crazy because I've never been on a losing streak that big. But anyways, like that's pretty much where I'm at now. So I'm trading like the next like batch of 20 trades. Um, and I never really gave up, I guess, because I knew the potential that was there, and I've seen so many different videos. I've spoken to a lot of traders online, and now after seeing ICT especially, and another guy Tom Hugard, they're both consistently profitable, and they both prove it consistently, like live. And both of them, they don't sell anything. So most people, when they are consistently profitable, um, it's hard to believe them because they sell something. So it's like, are you really actually profitable, or are you just trying to make yourself look profitable and look good so that you can market like your course or your Discord, you know? Whereas ICT and Tom Hugard, they're just consistently profitable and they're sharing it with the world. They have nothing to sell. So there's no conflict of interest. They're just doing it. And that that's just proof that it can happen and you can do it. But both of those guys, they've been trading for over 20 years. Um, whereas, on TikTok, most of the like gurus have been trading for like 3 years or less. So it's just and most of them also sell stuff. So it's like it's just a big difference between those two groups, I guess. Did that answer your questions?
Yeah. The same way I looked at it, you know, ICT doesn't sell courses, and a few people don't sell courses, and they're the most profitable people that I've seen all over social media. And that made me question these other people. Why do they charge people for a strategy that another
Mhm.
person invented it? And that's when I got to understand that these people are just after subscription from and after getting followers actually, not subscription, but because they make a lot of money from trading. So from that time, I was like, okay, I need to learn on my own. And that's when I started, making chart analysis of ICT alone, journaling everything, my traits, my emotions. And that's how I started breaking down all the emotions. And that's what brought me to this stage of break even. I don't I'm no longer blowing accounts. I win and I lose, but my losses are reasonable and
Mhm.
my wins are a bit, the only reason why I'm profitable, I mean, the only reason why I'm at break even is because like I have this thing that I did not control it yet that is called fear of missing, fear of losing profits. It's the only problem that I have right now because if I lose, I just feel like, it's part of the game. And if it's break even, I'm like, it's part of the game. But when I'm in profits and it's more than 1%, I panic and close my trades immediately. And it's the only
Oh.
reason why I'm still at this stage, because I
Mhm.
win 1%, like in a week, I could take like 5 trades, um, maybe 2 break even, 2 losses, and 1 win. And that win is supposed to recover the 2 losses, but I end up making 1.5%. I'm like, okay, I need to work on that. Since I worked on the the other problems, this is the only missing piece. And if I work on it, nothing is going to stop me from being profitable. And here we are. And we shall come back in a few weeks, in a few months, and we will be somewhere. And one of the reasons why I got to this stage as early as, in fact, if I'm to be precise, I've not been trading for exactly 2 years. It's less than 2 years, like, because I started in late 2021. That was like October or November, and I wasn't taking it
Okay.
serious. But in 2022, that's when I all in, and it's the focus that I had for trading, and I still have for trading. Plus, uh, the the way I started making research about the successful traders and the unsuccessful traders. I just listed all the things that successful traders do and all the things that unsuccessful traders do. And I'm like, okay, now I started ticking them one by one. Like, I need to work on this, I need to work on this, I need to work on this. But it's going to take me time. So I I give a whole month. For example, like I need to like think in probability. So every time for the whole month, I just think about the probability. If I come, I lose, okay, it's fine. I win, okay, it's fine. Then the next month, okay. If it is break even, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The months after, like, have been taking all of this because I broke down psychology four into four parts. There is fear of missing out, there is fear of losing profits, and then there is fear of losing. And then you get anxious when you're in the market, when like you're in a trade. So once I started working on all of them one by one, I was like, okay, now this is the way. And if I don't make it after succeeding in all of this, then I have another issue that I will have to look at. And that it's not going to be trading, it's going to be something else. Maybe it's a childhood trauma, maybe it is a problem that I had before and it's coming into my trading. I will start looking at that if I fail on all of this.
Yeah.
And gradually I saw myself improving
Mm-hmm.
with the risk management that I had. Everything was going well. And I have to be transparent here. I've been in phase one for almost 2 months now. I did not lose and I did not win. I'm just there. And as I'm talking
Yeah.
to you, I'm in drawdown of 1%
Yeah.
for 2 months that I've been trading almost every single day, apart from the days when we have news like CPI, NFP, you know.
That's the reality of trading for most people, is that it's going to be a long time and you're probably not going to make money, and you're probably, if anything, you're probably going to lose money in the beginning. Um, which most people don't want to accept. I, my last question is kind of weird, maybe, but it's, if you had to describe trading like using one word, what word would you choose?
That is so difficult to describe trading in one word. I would, uh, I would say discipline.
That's probably what I would say.
That's
Yeah.
all that it teaches, nothing else. Yeah, because if you are disciplined in, I mean, if you are disciplined in violating your rules, it will give you that. And if you are disciplined on following your rules, it will give you that. There is no way or the other for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like we talked about before, it's like a business. If you're not able to be disciplined and apply the plan and the
Exactly.
strategy, it's not going to work. Um, awesome. Well, I appreciate you reaching out. The podcast is still pretty new, and I know it's not like some crazy thing. So like, it's always nice to see people reach out and say they want to uh, be on a podcast session, or that they're just supporting me. So I appreciate you reaching out.
Yeah, and I also want to appreciate you for hosting me in your podcast, and also we try to let other people know that we also they're also having other people that are struggling, but we need to share our views, and we also need to let them know that it's a process, because
Mm-hmm.
the way how you're dealing with your things now, you're making it transparent to everybody who got into trading maybe last year, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and then they're still not profitable. They will know that, yeah, this thing takes time. We have other people like us out there, and they're making progress slowly, slowly. Because once you bring people on your podcast, they share their journey and all of that, and it gives other people motivation. I like that, and that's one of the things that made me respect the way you are conducting your podcast. And
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, we will come back again when we have made it far better than where we are right now.
That would be awesome. I'm gonna keep track of all the people I've had on, and and do it again, like in a year or 2 years or whatever, or bring them on after they're profitable and just like do it again. That'd be, I think that'd be awesome to do. Uh, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Thank you again, and hopefully you get better and better with your uh, trading psychology, like you were talking about, and um, I guess we'll talk again in a year to 10 years from now when we're both profitable, or maybe a couple months. Who knows?